Committee on Government Operations to order. Is the board open? Presente. Commissioner Dobb has an excused absence today. Feeling a bit under the weather. Okay, so we have everybody. This is a little bit different of a screen up here, so we're going to try to. Do I do anything with this screen? Sure. Okay. So we are called to order. We've had the roll call. Since I'm a pitch hitter here, I don't have any chairwoman's remarks. Next item, Madam Clerk.
C, approval of the January 25th, 2023 meeting minutes.
Commissioner Basham moves to approve. Commissioner Kniezek second. Any discussion of the previous minutes? Hearing none, please vote on your little electronic thing.
Motion carried.
Thank you very much. Madam Clerk, let's go to the next item, please.
D, unfinished business. There is none listed.
Okay, excellent. Let's do some new business then.
Item 1 under new business, requesting commission approval of Amendment 8 to a professional services contract with Gulfport Point Communications.
Alrighty, is there a presentation on this?
Here to answer any questions, Commissioner.
Okay. Commissioners, any questions, comments? Don't see any electronic hands going up. So I guess at this point, we'll take a motion. Doing it right, Sorrell?
We need a motion and support.
Yeah, there's nothing on the screens to make the motion. Ah, yes. Technology makes everything so much better.
We can do it by voice.
Okay. Is there a motion? Is that a motion to approve, Commissioner Kniezek? All right, we have a motion to approve this. It's been supported by Commissioner Kniezek. It's been supported by Commissioner Basham. Any discussion? Are we going to vote on our screens for this?
Okay, you can vote.
Okay, please hit your pad to cast your vote.
Motion carried.
Thank you very much. Madam Clerk, let's roll the agenda, please.
Item 2, requesting commission approval of Amendment 1 to a subscription services agreement with PS Technologies DBA Legal Server.
Okay, and this is software for the engine defense. Does somebody want to tell us what this contract is and what it's going to do? And when you come to the mic, please be aware of the little gray button at the bottom of the mic that turns it on. Your name and title, and then please introduce this. You're going to have to hit it again. Since we don't have red lights, you don't know if it's on or off.
Got it.
There we go. Thank you. Yeah,
Hello.
see?
My name is Jill Recker. I am the IT manager for the Indigent Defense Services Department. This amendment is to extend the end date for the subscription from 12/31/2022 through 12/31/2023.
With what, 100,000 increase for the year?
That would be $11,016 for the year.
11,000. Okay, all right. That was one order of magnitude off. 11,000. Sorry. No, it's not the way I read it. The not to exceed to go from 666,000 to. Oh, that's on number 1. Somebody slapped the chair. Good deal. 11,000. All right. I'm still trying to, I haven't sat up here and done this, so I'm still trying to get used to all these screens and avoid getting the sunburn, I guess. Okay, so what does subscription service do for you guys?
The software is a vendor hosted solution, which means it is provided on Amazon Web Services provided by Legal Server. So this gives us continued access to the platform as configured.
Yeah, what's the platform do for you?
It is our case management system where we will be receiving intake cases from district court, assigning to managed assigned counsel and NDS Detroit, as well as we're configuring for payment vouchering.
So it's your case management system. Kind of important. Questions from commissioners, from committee? Okay. Yeah, I usually like discussion before. Does anybody want to make a motion here? We'll get a motion and support. Commissioner Basham moves. Commissioner Kniezek supports. Now that it's on the floor, any questions, comments from? Okay, mine says that too. I saw 2 orange boxes and I ran with it. So now that it's on the floor, however it got here, any questions, comments from commissioners on this? If you want to add an item to the agenda at the end, Commissioner Kniezek, I'm certainly open to that. And there you can have an actual vote. So I'm sensing no questions or comment. Oh, Commissioner Clark Coleman, you have, oh, everybody's voting. I see. All right. What the hell we need a chair for? All right, Madam Clerk.
Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, let's go to the addenda, please, Madam Clerk.
Moving to item 3 on the addenda, requesting commission approval of a 3-year purchase order terms and conditions contract with 2 one-year options to renew with Trace 3 LLC.
Okay, so this is our IT department. Would IT like to give us a little more detail on this? Good afternoon. Welcome, sir. Thank you. Okay, so this is our souped up version of Norton's or something? They can detect attacks? They would help us respond. Okay. Okay, so it's not necessarily a 24/7 monitoring. We do the monitoring, and if we need them to step in, we go get them. Yep. Okay, given this electronic system, wait. I thought it was on. No.
Better now?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, all right.
I heard you. I guess the way we do this electronic stuff now, let's get a motion on the floor in a second, and then we'll have any discussion we need to have. I'm going to read it this time, Commissioner Clark Coleman. That would be Commissioner Basham moves. Commissioner Clark Coleman supports. Any questions, comments from committee members on this item? Hearing none, please vote on your tabs or whatever they are.
Motion carried.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, Madam Clerk. What's next?
Item 4, requesting commission approval of a 5-year contract with a 2-year option to renew with Trace 3 LLC.
Good old Trace 3 LLC. Hey, you haven't moved.
It's me again, sir.
Okay, I will need once more name and title. And now that there's a mic on, we might actually capture it this time.
Ryan Hayes, Division Director for Computing and Infrastructure.
So this is voice over internet. What is this doing for us?
This is our licensing for our voice over IP system.
For the entire county, the entire telecommunications, whatever in the county.
Yep, this covers the VoIP licensing for all users of the county.
5-year contract with 2-year options to renew. So if I do the math, then it's somewhere around 36,000 a year a year for 5 years to get us to the 1,000,007. Is that roughly correct?
Math is not my forte.
All right.
I'll
As a
need a
former math
calculator.
teacher, I can tell you that's correct. Is there a motion on this item? Then we'll have discussion. Commissioner Basham moves, he's on it. And Commissioner Clark Holman seconds. Any questions, comments for the department from committee members? None, please use your pad to vote.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Now I got to look up to see if Ryan's still there. Item 5, Madam Clerk.
Item 5, requesting commissioner approval of Amendment 1 to a cooperative agreement with Oracle America.
Okay, now we're back to the ERP. Yeah, I'm looking at you. Is this IT going to introduce this or MMB? Or nobody? Or we'll grab some guy off the street and say, get in.
Hey, can you hear me? This is Jessica Knutson, Executive Program Director for M&B.
Oh, there you go. See, that's another part of this. Thank you, Jessica. Trying to keep track of who is zooming in too, but I see. Just one more time with name and title, please, Jessica, and then go for it.
Yeah, for sure. Jessica Knutson, Executive Program Director for M&B.
Okay.
So we're requesting approval for actually a $0 change order. I know that sounds a little odd, but basically it's no cost impact to the original Oracle contract. Is related to the Oracle ERP services, Oracle consulting services agreement, and zero cost change order. And basically the purpose behind this change order is that the HCM or the HR portion of the implementation is coming first, is being implemented first. The ERP or the finance and supply chain portion, as well as EPM, is being implemented second. In the original statement of work, had deliverables that were combined, and that doesn't make any sense connected. So we're spreading out the payments. And so in the year 1 of this contract, we'll actually pay less. In year 2, it'll be slightly more. And I think there's a portion of a quote unquote year 3, but net, zero cost. Does that make sense? Any questions?
Yep. Yeah, that sounds good to me. We'll see if there's questions. And by HR, you mean human resources?
That's correct.
That's going to be the first item.
That is correct.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. I'll take a motion on this, then we can have any discussion that's necessary. Commissioner Clark Coleman moves. Commissioner Basham seconds. Discussion, questions from committee members? Like a vote, please hit it on your little pad.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Number 6, Madam Clerk, on the addenda.
Item 6, requesting commissioner approval of retroactive Amendment 1 to a 1-year comparable source professional services contract with the 1-year option to renew with Tamara Knapp Advisory LLC.
Okay, now we're going to the criminal justice complex. Is the counselor. Welcome to the mic. What do we have here? Now you got to hit it one more.
Good afternoon, Sue Humo, Deputy Corporation Counsel. Assistant Corporation Counsel Carter Fisher is on the Zoom and can answer any questions.
Well, I don't want to, we'll get to questions later. I want someone to first tell us what this contract is. And
Carter, are you there?
Yep. Good afternoon. This is Carter Fisher with Corp Counsel. This is a contract for a move management consultant for the Criminal Justice Center. She's been working with us for about the past year. on move-related issues. And this is an extension to make sure that her services are still available to the county throughout the move-in process to help us supervise and get and stay organized as we move. So she's been conducting weekly meetings with various end users on sort of the task at hand in terms of the move-in, and then also coordinating with vendors and things of that nature to make sure that furniture and things of that nature are in place when the move actually occurs.
So she's kind of part of the project management team. Is that somewhat accurate?
That's fair to say.
You didn't have to push it, Commissioner Basham. I was coming to you first on this one anyway. So Commissioner Basham, you have the floor.
Yeah, this item is retroactive and a comparable source, and I was just wondering why.
So it's a comparable source based on how it was first procured. We went out to look for move-in folks, and pretty much every recommendation that we got pointed to Ms. Knapp. She has extensive experience with moves into bedrock related projects in particular. And we felt that gave her the expertise needed and something that no one else in the market offered at the time. So that's why it became a comparable source. In terms of it being a retroactive, it's just a matter of contract processing. We were hoping that it would be considered at last week's full board, and it did not make it at that time. So it will be retroactive by a couple of days come the next full board meeting.
Yeah, if I may, Mr. Chair, we're a government body. We're not a private company. And when somebody from management, no matter who it is, determines stuff that actually should come in front of the commission as a body. I really have a problem with, and even though it might sound justified to everything, with retroactive and comparable source contracts, I think that we should, again, take a serious look at comparable source as well as retroactive.
Thank you, Commissioner. And I'll get to you just in a sec, Commissioner Knisik. Does commission staff that worked on this, does the answer about retroactivity track with the research our staff did? No, you're not.
Through the chair, this is Joe Slazak, the policy analyst on this one. Carter was absolutely right. It was just a timing issue. That's all it really was it just missed full. It's basically, this goes into effect on, I believe, the 15th. Full board is the 16th. So it just basically missed essentially by one day. It was just a timing issue. And because Ms. Knapp's services are going to continue, that's unfortunately why we had to put the retro tag on it.
What about the comparable source conversation?
We didn't have that coming. It's Carter addressed the comp source issue.
Oh, to his satisfaction, but not necessarily to the commission's satisfaction. Comparable source is still comparable source. I'm okay if it's vetted, if it goes through my deal, if it goes through, but comparable source, I struggle with that. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Knisik.
I think I've got more than one question, but I'm not sure. The first one is legitimately just trying to build up my understanding of the language that we get in front of us. So I see that the initial contract was for $100,000, and I see the sub 2% to Wolf, 5% to the Purpose Venture, and then the accompanying dollar value with that. Are we to interpret that language now as that 2% and 5% are not going to be applied to this additional 150, or with this additional 150, the total contract value of 250, 2% would be 5,000 as opposed to 2,000? If I'm not making any sense, let me know. I'm just wondering about the sub numbers and how they reflect the increase of the contract.
Mr. Fisher, did you understand the question?
I did understand the question. And unfortunately, I'm not positive on the answer in terms of the subcontracting numbers. I believe that she will continue to subcontract with these subcontractors because they represent her administrative staff, essentially. But I'm not 100% positive that that's the case. But I believe you're right that the 2% would become 5% for the contract overall, or 5,000 for the contract overall, and the 5% would increase accordingly as well.
And yeah, I think my question is probably just from a sort of CYA perspective. I know that like the agenda in front of us isn't a legally binding document, but just to make sure that that stuff is reflected in whatever contractual agreement we have with Ms. Knapp. So thanks for that. And then secondly, and I recognize I could be putting my foot in my mouth here because there may be extenuating circumstances that we're not aware of, but I was wondering if Ms. Knapp was available to talk about this $150,000 contract extension.
I don't believe Ms. Knapp is on right now, but we can certainly have her, if this goes to full board, we can certainly have her on to discuss. I'm sure she'd be happy to do that.
Okay. And again, so I'm going to caveat what I'm about to say with completely understand if there's extenuating family circumstances. And so I don't want to begrudge anybody. And I don't share the same sort of animosity that my colleague does about retroactivity and comparable source. But what I do, I think, get somewhat frustrated by periodically is when we're handing out huge sums of money, taxpayer money, to people that can't even be bothered to show up and present themselves in front of this commission. We had our volunteer board members come before us last week to make themselves available, express gratitude, answer questions. They're not getting paid a penny of taxpayer dollars. And so again, if there's extenuating circumstances, I understand it, I accept it, I apologize for that. But I think it's a very sad reflection of the respect that this board commands from others, that we should be more thoughtful and cognizant of. And I would hope that in the future, as we're handing out these contracts, these large taxpayer dollar contracts, that at a bare minimum, it shouldn't be Sue Hammoud and it shouldn't be James that have to come in front of us and defend what's being done here. It should be the people that are receiving the contract. I see Sue stood up, so she's about to check me, I'm sure.
One moment, please, Counselor. One moment, please. Got a little ahead of you here. Commissioner Knizek, you asked about a name, if they were here present to talk to us about that. Can you, for the record, what is the name and title of the person you were looking for?
So I'm looking at agenda item number 6, 1-year option to renew between the Charter County of Wayne and Tamara, I'm not sure how to pronounce it.
Oh, you were talking about the contract deed.
That's correct.
Okay.
That's correct. I know Ms. Knapp to be an individual because she appears to be an individual on her LinkedIn page. So.
Councilor Hammoud, I'll get to you in just a sec. The fiscal advisor to the Wayne County Commission wanted to say something about the earlier discussion, correct?
Yes, sir. As far as the subcontractor
Got
amount,
a name?
Terrence Adams, Chief Fiscal Advisor, Wayne County Commission. The subcontract amount is the total of the total contract of the 250.
Thanks, Mr. Chair. That's very helpful.
Ready. Ms. Hammoud.
Thank you, Chair. I just understanding Commissioner Knizek and Commissioner Bastrom's concern about having contractors before this body. I just want to make a note that this item was just placed on the agenda. We just were notified of it late last night. So sometimes those are the challenges in making sure that people are here to present before you.
May I respond, Mr. Chair?
Absolutely. You've got the floor, sir.
Thank you. And I don't, this isn't a response to Sue or Ms. Humbu necessarily, but in general, I get that, right? Mm-hmm. But to Ray's point, and again, Ray and I, we're not in total alignment on this stuff, but at some point, this individual's been working with us for a year. At some point, we know we're going to renew them. And then we create this false deadline of, oh gosh, we didn't know, or oh gosh, we just got it a day or two ago. We've been working with them for a year. We should know. It takes me back to my days in the Marines where like we'd have a deadline for my Marines to hit and they'd say, oh, Sergeant, like my computer went down this weekend and my internet went down this weekend. I couldn't do that assignment when they had 6 months to do it prior. So again, it's an ongoing debate. It's an ongoing fight. I wish we could tighten it up a little bit. And I know it's not legal that you know, is sort of the nexus of that. I know it starts farther upstream. So it's just general frustrations. And again, extenuating circumstances aside, I do wish that people that are receiving taxpayer money could come before this commission and answer questions. That's all. And thank you, Sue. I do appreciate you.
We will certainly do our part to see if she make herself available for full board.
Thank you, ma'am.
That's a point well taken, Commissioner. You relayed your Marine story. That's a story that any high school teacher can verify in a different environment. Do we have a motion? I don't have one. Oh, Commissioner Clark Coleman moves this item for approval. But we ain't voting until it's seconded. I got to figure out how to do that on here. I think I do it this way. Ooh, no, I'm speaking now. That's not what I'm doing. If I hit the M, is that no? Second it on here. So I don't have a little. There we go. Something happened and I have. So it's been moved by Commissioner Clark Coleman, seconded by Commissioner Colleen. If there is no further comment, please vote on your little computer patty thing.
Motion failed.
Commission Council, with this having failed in committee, what's the future of this proposal?
Through the chair. So the floor is now open for another motion, or you cannot take another motion and this will appear on your next agenda as unfinished business.
Okay. So the floor here is open
Right,
for
so
another
you can make a
motion.
motion to reject, you can make a motion to move it forward without recommendation to the full commission, or you could leave it here, you could pass it for the day. Or again, you can do nothing and it'll show back up on this agenda at the next meeting as unfinished business.
Yeah, it's like a pass for the day here.
Right, same difference.
If we don't, is there another motion out there to be had? Commissioner Clark Coleman. Is there support? Is there support for that motion? From Mr. Carter Fisher, let me go back to you, because this is the way I'm reading. I could second this motion again, and we'll have a 2-2 and it ain't gonna happen. So this will be on the next GovOps agenda. Mr. Fisher, I would like you to discuss how the world's gonna end between now and 2 weeks from now if this does not go through committee today and get to full board.
Sure. So my primary concern with that would be that we'll lose 2 weeks of Ms. Knapp's services in a period where we're really gearing up for the move. Currently, the project schedule says that Rock will turn over the buildings to us as of March 14th. That will give us 6 months to move in. She's a very active and essential member of our move-in planning staff currently. In fact, she basically represents the move-in organization for the entire move for the CJC. She's the one who gets us organized. She's the one running our meetings on this. She's the one helping create the planning and do the organizational structure, which is in full gear right now for the move. Any delay in that 6-month period on our part starts a period where we end up paying rent to Rock of, I believe, about $250,000 a month for any holdover after that 6-month period. There are certainly consequences to our delay in the move process, and Ms. Knapp is vital to the services that we're trying to provide to our end users so that we can accomplish that move successfully.
All right, well, I just wanted to get your take into the record here, which may or may not inform our discussion 2 weeks from now when it comes back to committee, but thank you very much for that. Motion failed. We're rolling the agenda. Madam Clerk, huh? No, there was no second for that motion. I think I read it right. I'd second it. It'd be 2-2 and we'd still be where we're at right now. So Madam Clerk, next item, please.
F, such other matters as may be properly submitted before the committee.
I'm aware of none, so we'll move the agenda.
Public comments?
Anybody on Zoom? Because I don't see the whole list up here. Is there anybody on Zoom that would like to have 2 minutes to address the Wayne County Commission Committee on Government Operations? Anybody on Zoom? I don't see anybody, Madam Clerk, do you?
There's no one on Zoom.
Okay, Madam Clerk, did we receive any emails?
No emails.
Public comment, okay. Anybody in the committee room that would like 2 minutes to address the Government Operations Committee? All at once. Seeing none, Madam Clerk, let's move the agenda.
Adjournment.
All right, the committee is adjourned.